Time to check in with that dumpster fire that is Christian TikTok.
Wow.
So yeah, that's definitely a TikTok we just watched. I did say dumpster fire. Hi, my name is Scarlett, and I am an atheist and skeptic, and today I am back looking at some short TikToks that I found interesting? Yeah, we'll go with interesting. This particular one I just showed, I would be willing to entertain as a parody of what dummy dumb atheists believe. You know, it's so over the top and ridiculous. But then I got to thinking that I have never seen anything that so clearly illustrates the creationist straw man of what science has to say about the creation of everything than this short piece of shit. I think it really demonstrates how the Genesis account has poisoned people's minds. Let's run down some of the hits. The Big Bang was an explosion. Check. Our world came directly out of that explosion, fully formed, right away. Check. And I mean, like, look at it. Not just really the Earth, but the current presentation of it, with the current arrangement of continents and everything. We move swiftly on to life, and not just any life, but primates specifically, skipping everything from the first life, you know, how life formed and all that, and all the creatures that lived and went extinct. You know, all of the dinosaurs, and I don't even know what all. Everything. Just primates right away. Oh, we noticed there were two? Were Adam and Eve monkeys? Then sad monkey thinks he, she, whatever, is ugly, so flash right to a 21st century woman. Like, not even a man. And then straight to New York City, skipping all of human history. I mean, this TikTok is a chef's kiss of wrong-headedness and idiocy to make its point that atheists are dumb. It's much better to believe God did this, you know, poofed everything with a snap of whatever appendages a disembodied mind could snap. I'm not going to correct everything that's wrong because, you know, everything was wrong. I mean, it would take many, many volumes to state how everything really happened. I am going to go into some corrections in a minute because, lucky all y'all, the next video is the verbal equivalent of the first one. Let's get right into it.
The idea of atheism doesn't even make sense. Even if you believe there was absolutely nothing and there was no God, and you believe the two atoms, two molecules smacked together created the Big Bang, and somehow the Big Bang created everything that we know, including the planets and the ocean and water and everything that we look at on a daily basis.
Yeah, your version doesn't make sense. The Big Bang was not two atoms smacking together. Who told you that? Where did you get that idea? Was it the two neurons attempting but failing to fire in your brain that produced this idea? And the early universe did not, in fact, contain all of that stuff. The Big Bang was not a creation event. It was an expansion of a singularity to form a hot, dense environment. I don't know, can we call the universe an environment? Anyway, it was a hot, dense state. And slowly things formed. Elements, then stars and planets, and, you know, eventually the stuff on Earth and the stuff on it. But don't confuse what your God did, poofing it all, and how the physical properties of the universe allowed things to form over billions of years.
In the universe, the problem is non-living things can't create living things. Just the idea of life proves God.
Again, my dude, you misunderstand how things formed. Yes, non-living things can't create living things if you're thinking like an artist creates a sculpture. It is better to imagine that life formed from prebiotic elements. No agent, no intentionality, just chemistry and physical processes.
But then it goes one step further with humans, and that's consciousness. How on earth does life and consciousness come from just two atoms just smacking together? It doesn't make any sense.
Yikes, again, the Big Bang did not create life. The life that we know only formed after a long time through chemical processes, and once it did, it started evolving, and consciousness is one of the attributes of humans that came eventually. But really, what we have here is a smoothie of an argument made from incredulity, straw manning, and God of the gaps, which all taste as good as kale and manure mixed together. But let's leave the realm of science and talk about how stupid it is for atheists to get married.
See the point in an atheist getting married. Why don't you just live with your partner, okay? Whoever it is that you're dating, you're at the stage you said, I don't know if you live with your boyfriend or whatever it is. Why take the next leap?
Ah, Candace Owens, the token black woman at the daily pile of shit who exists to soothe all white assholes' worries about racism. You know, I'm all for questions for people who are different from you so we can learn and grow. But no one believes Candace Owens is interested in that. She's here to try to one-up the other woman because Candace already knows what to think and has nothing to learn. Today, Candace is going to school us atheists about marriage, how dumb it is for us to want the same thing as Christians, and all this because, like lots of authoritarians, she thinks that there is only one way to do this. There is only one meaning marriage could have, and it's what she thinks.
If you're wearing crosses for fun and,
I mean, if you're actually asking the question, I mean...
I already love this woman because she smells the bullshit. And why not wear crosses for fun? It beats thinking the execution device used by the Romans to kill Jesus is some sign of your inherent holiness.
I mean, because then I would just be pledging the fact that I would want to be with them forever.
But you can just be with them forever. So what is it that you crave?
Can we just note that Candace skipped over the part where the woman says pledge, that she wants to pledge to be with her partner forever. Candace is so ready to pounce that she didn't even really listen. Oh, you just want to be with forever. You can do that dating. Pledge to be with the person forever. Pledge.
You crave that when you want to get married. What's that next step for you? What does it mean? What's the difference for you between dating and marriage?
I just told you, it's a bond between two people. You're solidifying that by law. You're literally making it known. I want to be with this person forever. It isn't just a simple breakup. Oh, I can go and do whatever the fuck I want and leave. It's a partnership. It's a bond. It's forever.
But there's...
Just note everything she said, that marriage is a way to solidify a bond by law, that you are making it known that you want to be with this person. And it's a way of saying that you can't just leave and do whatever you want. Personally, I think she spoke so well about this. Nowadays, of course, we think of marriage as being with someone you love, but traditionally marriage was just a way to keep property together. But in both cases, it's a public bond. You tell your community that you are together with your partner. You want to be with this person forever, and you can't easily leave. Of course, in the US, there are also tax benefits and qualifying for certain programs, being able to make decisions if your partner is in the hospital and so on. There are some legal aspects of the contract that marriage brings. But at the root, marriage today is just what this woman said. The wedding is a public ceremony where you pledge yourself in front of friends and family. You sign government documents so you can have the benefits and all of that, the legal benefits. And it is a pain in the ass to dissolve. I mean, breakups do bring emotional fallout, no matter if you're married or just living together. But I'm talking about the bureaucracy is a pain in the ass. So anyway, by saying that, by making this commitment, you say you mean it. You want to be with this person forever. It's hard to get out of. If you're religious, you can also imagine that your deity approves of this and is stalking the proceedings and gets mad at you if you divorce, but you don't need that layer. I don't see why everybody has to have that.
It's a bond. It's forever.
But there's no difference between dating and marriage
there is a
other
difference.
than the idea in your head that it's a bond, because you're saying also
But it's not an idea in my head. It's on paper.
Oh, okay, it's a paper.
So fucking dismissive. Oh, it's just an idea in your head. Guess what, Candace? Every fucking thing is an idea in our heads. Literally, this is how we process reality. It's how we construct our identities. It's how we feel our feelings. And that is also where your God exists. And it's the only place that I know he exists. It's just an idea in your little sellout head. Oh, but let's be dismissive. Oh, it's just a piece of paper. That piece of paper is the representation of the pledge. Kind of like my diploma is a piece of paper about my qualifications, kind of attached to that piece of paper because it shows all of the hard work I did to get my degrees. And back to the marriage thing, look, I'm not saying people have to get married. People should make the agreements about the relationships that work for them. But the symbol of marriage, what it represents, the idea in our head, pledging in front of others that this is the person for us, that's strong and that's worth celebrating. And it doesn't matter that assholes like this tell us it can't be meaningful because we don't believe in their sky wizard. So those are the TikToks I have for you today. What struck you? Are you married? Why did you get married? What do you think about atheists getting married? What do you think about the straw man creationist stuff? Put it all in the comments below. Allow Algorithmo to rejoice at all of your libations and offerings of comments and liking and subscribing and all the YouTube stuffing. I'm sure that's not grammatically correct. And if you like what I do, you can buy me a coffee. That link is also in the description below, and I will see you next time for something. So glad to be done with tag. See you in the next one.